Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another episode of my recap of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. This is season 2. I don't know the name of the episode, so we're just gonna jump right into this. So I'm here with my friend Chris Farah.
Hi!
She's gonna be reviewing this with me. We watched it last night. We had a kiki. It was a great old time. So let's just jump right into this review. So first we have Rachel and John. So with this one, Rachel has traveled to the UK. She has taken an 18-hour or some really long time flight, and she's landed in Heathrow Airport, and John text messages her and says he's not coming. That she's gonna have to take an express train to Paddington Square or Paddington Row or Paddington Park or
Paddington Bear. And she has a baby and a huge ass suitcase, and she has the baby and the suitcase, and she's pushing both.
And she doesn't know if he's gonna be there. She's looking left, she's looking right, she doesn't know what's going on. Meanwhile, John, 24 hours earlier, he meets up with his homies and they have a conversation about Rachel and this entire experience. And it goes something a little bit like, hey bruv, what are you gonna do with this American girl? It was like that.
Just like it. The exact auditory copy. I mean, it was kind of like fun to be like, which one of these guys, blokes, if you will, would I, you know, like snog? You know what I'm saying? Because that's like what they use.
And
those are British words, you know what I'm saying? And he's actually kind of the hottest one of his friends, and he's like only mildly hot.
I disagree. I think that the friend with the top bun and the beard is with the gold chain. Yes.
Also, the baby's cute. Also, like, the fact that he's so into that baby is super cute, but also a little bit weird, but like also super cute. Because like the fact that he has like the baby's like things, like the onesies and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. So let's go back and talk about John a little bit more. So John is a rubbish man. He is a trash man in whatever like port city he lives in. He like goes through and makes sure like wood's in one place and like plastics are in another. He lives with his dear old mom, and they have a room set aside for baby Lucy. So I thought that was really cute. It was weird about the baby clothes and the umbilical cord, definitely, but that is both him and Rachel, because Rachel had to package those items up, put his address on them, and ship them to the UK. So
how do you ship parts of a body? Like,
in a felt heart-wrapped crocheted situation inside of a little treasure chest. That's how she did it. So anyways, finally, the day has come for him to meet her, and he tells her he cannot. We don't know why. It's very unclear why. She's never been out of the country. She's not a savvy traveler in general.
But at least, again, it's a language that she already speaks. Like, she's not in, like, Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? Like, where this, like, person who's never traveled before is going somewhere. Or Nigeria. Nigeria.
Did you get Nigeria and Ethiopia mixed up? It's because she's Arab. So like it's up there with her peoples, and so she's like, oh, Africa,
hey,
Morocco,
did I also
Egypt,
like know it in the moment and like change
Algeria, Libya? That's the only part of Africa she knows.
One mistake I made. If I was to quiz you on all of the Arab countries, I wonder like how many good answers.
Quiz me right now. Quiz me right now. Yemen, Oman, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia,
and you wouldn't confuse one or two. You can see
Syria,
that happening.
Lebanon. Come, let's go.
Well, I'm so happy that you know, are really good at geography. You know, I'm really happy that you went to a good school, Wah. Jesus Christ. You know, like some of us had other things to do, like write notes in class and then like pass them to people without the teacher seeing.
Those are valuable skills, so I commend you on that.
Helps me in my day-to-day life now.
So she takes that baby and her bags, just one bag for an overseas trip.
One bag, one baby.
One bag, one baby, and 2 hours of sleep to Paddington Square, where she meets John. So John is on his way to Paddington Square to meet her, and he is so nervous, he vomits.
And they show it.
Twice.
And they show it.
Yeah, then he like brushes his teeth real quick. I assume he went to like a drugstore or something. I don't know the drugs. Dwayne Reed, but a British Dwayne Reed. And like went brushed his teeth, and then went to see her, and then they like made out for so long. And all we kept thinking about was vomit breath, vomit teeth, vomit tongue, just vomit, vomit, vomit. That ruined it for us. But they were so...
Did it ruin it for us? Because they really did kiss passionately.
I mean, it was so cute.
Maybe he brushed his tongue. Maybe he got a tongue scraper, honey. Maybe he used a Listerine breast strip. Maybe he's 10, you know?
But did you not think it was the cutest?
Yeah, because they're like, she has like a big butt and he like loves it, I can tell.
He like looks into Lucy, and Lucy is just like... and like vaguely remembers him. Like she like is like, it's weird that you're in my
That baby does not remember him. That baby does not know him.
I want want Lucy to know who he is. Am I like sweating profusely?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to our next couple. Our next couple is Paul and Karine. Boo-boo to foo Paul. So Karine meets Paul at the airport and she's there waiting for Paul. She's nervous because she's like, honestly, I didn't think Paul would come back. She made such a big stink about him proposing before he left because she wasn't sure he was gonna come back. And after he left, she really was just like, he's probably not gonna come back. But it's been 3 months and he has decided he's gonna come back and he's gonna stay for 3 months. So that's very exciting for her and I'm excited for her as well. So Paul, he gets off the airplane after that God knows how long flight, and he's looking around for his 15 Foot Lockers and can't find nary not one. But he's smart because he did have his carry-on with all of his essentials, unlike 401 Clary, who showed up with nada in the Philippines when his luggage got lost. So Paul, I mean, I gotta give him a little savvy point right for that. So he has his backpack, he's walking through the airport, excited to see Karine. She's standing on the other side where you stand to when you wait for visitors. He comes through the door walking like Mr. Burns without the money and walks right past her. He doesn't see her and she has a camera behind her.
Yeah.
There's a camera right behind, like she's not by herself.
Like she's just like,
she literally is like, what?
I'm right here. There's a camera right here.
I mean, the camera right here.
And he is just like, like when she sees him, I'm like, if I were her and I saw that man walking toward me and he didn't see me, I'd be like, that's a gift from God. I'd be like, cool, bye.
I made the wrong choice. Bye. I made all the wrong choices.
I can't.
It was ridiculous.
Man. I can't be with that man.
So then she's like, okay, and she like starts to walk parallel to him, and then has to like cut him off and be like, hello, and he's like, hey, in the highest feminine voice. She's like, oh, Paul, and they hug in the middle of the thing.
They have no capacity to understand people or space or time around them, and they don't give an F. You know, like I can't imagine him in prison. Sometimes when I look at him and I'm like, we're in prison?
I've been trying to imagine him in prison since last week. Let me show you the hug. Give me a hug. This is the hug he gives her. Oh, hi. I can literally hear him patting her back.
Yeah, like, yeah.
You give him like a good,
honey, when, like, I mean, I don't do it, like, if I was just, honey, when, like, I mean, I don't do it, like, if I hadn't seen my boyfriend, I'd be like, you know, I'd be like, across the video, I'd be like, Becca's, I jump on a fucking Becca, like a goddamn koala, honey.
Paul is worried about the fact that Karine has been talking to other guys, namely this guy named Joe on Instagram, and that she has been looking for other American men to date because Paul recognizes that there are 15 million of them who are better than him. They get into the cab, and then this cab conversation is just so weird. It's a lot of miming. I'm just like, break out your phones, you guys, and just talk to each other through text, because this I can't handle. They get inside the hotel. She set it up so sweet for him with stuffed animals and like a mosquito net so that he's comfortable.
Yeah, and all of it's like Pepto-Bismol, like all like the weird toiletries that he would need because he's a goddamn grandma.
Yeah. He then starts to talk to her. Just talking. And she's just looking at him like, I don't know what you say. They don't understand. She
commented on this guy's Instagram. Joe. Handsome friend, like heart eyes, or something. And he's used to being the one on the end of the heart eyes. So he was just like, he was so upset. And also I feel like she literally must have been like, how do you say nice man, nice looking man? You know, like she like looked at her app how to translate that. Like she doesn't even, I mean, you know what I'm saying, like handsome friend. It isn't like she was like, give me a piece of that, huh? You know, like she doesn't even know what she's saying. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, you're saying that handsome man does not necessarily equate to her trying to cheat on Paul.
Yeah.
It just might be lost in translation. So he tries to confront her on it, and this is how it happens. The next day, they leave the hotel, they're walking around. She's on her phone like, me, and he's
on that phone.
He's pointing at stuff. Now, to his credit, she is on her phone a lot. Especially when he's trying to like communicate with her and point out buildings. Like he's like sightseeing kinda, and she's just like super into her phone, like texting, looking at pictures, doing whatever it is that 21-year-olds do. So they sit down and he confronts her about Joe. She says that it doesn't mean anything. He was just showing her some tips to how to work out and whatnot.
Honey, but by the way, I don't think she just work out because I think she was like a woman now.
Yeah, I think she's just like grown into her body.
She was like 18 to 21 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, she just was like,
and now she's like
she's
a woman.
As hell, yeah. You know, she looks good.
Yeah, she looks great. Paul says to her that he would like for her to get another pregnancy test. It didn't go so well the first time, so I don't know why he felt comfortable to ask her this second time, because he really doesn't trust her. And she just is pissed, and she gets up and walks away.
Yeah.
And like,
you think I'm a whore?
Yeah. He's never gonna trust her, so like, what is the point of her doing this with him? That is my question. She's right.
Yeah, because she knows, like, she should know that she's great looking and normal and cool, and he's literally a psychopathic nightmare troll.
Yeah.
So, run.
You're right. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Hazel and Tariq. Okay, so Tariq is this dude who is into real estate. I think he buys and flips houses, not quite sure, but he has a little bit of money. He has a very cute, like, 5-year-old daughter who's on the autism spectrum, but she's on the high functioning side of the autism spectrum, and he is so into this little girl. It is so cute.
She's into him too, honey. It's cute.
I love every moment of Tariq and his daughter.
Yeah.
So here's where Tariq is a fool. So Tariq,
every other place.
Right. Tariq went to Thailand a couple of years ago and met this Thai woman and fell in love, and she became his girlfriend. He flew to Thailand a couple times, and then they ended up breaking up. But from that experience, he decided that he loved him some Asian woman.
Tom Young Pie.
He loved all of it. So then he broke up with that girlfriend. He's still out and about looking for love, and he goes on OK Filipino Cupid. The same thing as 401 Clary. And he meets this girl named Hazel. Now Hazel won't FaceTime with him because she says he's super shy. But they have been talking and texting, and from that, he's decided that let me get the exact words that he says from his own mouth, that he hit the jackpot with Hazel. They have texts, and from that, he's determined that she's a super sweet, caring, loving person who would be a great mom to his daughter.
Well, also, she says she's super shy, but not enough to like send a sexy selfie, and honey, and she does, and she has like lips for days, or like she's like the Asian Kylie. From those pictures now, been like, she's the most gorgeous thing in the whole world.
Okay, so then we meet his brother Dean, who is his younger brother who is always gonna have his back. So Dean wants to come with Tariq to the Philippines, and Tariq agrees. He just says, if you come with me, you're not gonna do anything to sabotage anything with Hazel. Just let her be who she is, let me be who I am, and don't add anything, don't cause any problems. But it also turns out that Hazel's a little bit worried about Tariq coming to the Philippines. She wants to bring her whole entourage. I mean, she wants to bring her cousin and her cousin's friends with her to the airport.
Maybe. I think it was niece and the niece's friends.
Yeah, to the airport to meet Tariq. And I'm just like, okay, I see how that can be scary. This guy from the US is coming to see you in the Philippines, and you just like want to have some friends around in case shit is weird. And I get that. So to me, Hazel's being a little safe. I have some issues with Dean. Dean is sexist and like racist, low key. Like he said a lot of things about Hazel, like, oh, well, that's what them girls do over there. Like it's a mail order bride situation. Yeah. He was just being kind of gross with the whole thing, because I'm just like, you know that there are men who do that, right? If there is a market for that, why is the woman who does that the problem? Why aren't you talking mess about your brother who is doing that? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not into that. It's too, I mean, maybe he was being sensational for the cameras, but it was just
that's exactly what I think it is.
Okay.
I think that he was just like, oh, do you need me to be like an outspoken brother? Like, and that's why I low-key think that he wants to suddenly join this trip. I think he's like, camera time.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like, I also think that he also wants to meet some ladies.
Tariq got on the plane looking like a lumberjack from a 90s R&B music video, and I did not know what was going on with that outfit. And he brought the girl an engagement ring. He's gonna propose to Hazel.
Dab it.
I can't
dab it
in my life. Okay. I'm also getting a slight headache.
I'm also like, my back hurts. I'm old.
Okay, just like, let's have a moment of like stretching.
How much longer do we have?
Okay, so the next couple that we're gonna talk about is Angela and Michael. Okay, so Angela is having passport issues, girl. She did not plan for this trip well, and she did not get her passport on time. So we're not sure if she had to reschedule her flight, if she had the money to do it, if TLC paid for it, girl, I don't know. But she was having all these issues, and finally she was able to get it together. And we see her packing in the house with her daughter, Scotty. And she's packing a lot of bathing suits. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna take her to a pool where she feels more comfortable in a bathing suit. I'm not sure what's going on, but like, it's a lot, and it's all wrong. She's clearly done no research about this trip to Nigeria, or what it's gonna be, what it's gonna look like, feel like. I mean, she's seen pictures, she's seen nothing. Nothing.
She's like Nicole. She's like blindly going to a country. She's like, I wonder what happens here at this place, blink, blink.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the elephant handbag in the room. So she packs this god-awful, ugly situation. And if I can find it, it'll be somewhere. It'll be over our faces. It'll be here. It'll be somewhere. And she's like, I'm gonna give this to Michael's mother. And Scotty, her daughter, says, you're not gonna give it to her. I want you to give it to her and have her think you can buy her anything. And I'm just like,
Anything.
what the anything? What
is it, a yacht? What is it, a Christian Louis Vuitton
it's
bag?
It's so much wrong with the bag that it's really hard to explain to you guys. I hope I found a picture to put it up. But it is so, like, they think that Michael is like living in very dire, stereotypical African nation conditions, to where they think that sending that bag is gonna cause Michael's mother to go, oh, they're rich. They're rich. And I'm gonna continue to ask for these kinds of bags.
Now I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Scotty and Angela, no shade, and all tea, but y'all—
that bag ugly.
So for you to be like, that's gonna be something they're gonna continuously ask for, ma'am, they're not. So Scotty is worried about Michael because she's older than Michael and she feels like there's gonna be some kind of drama dealing with a stepdad who's younger than her, which absolutely I agree. So then the next thing we have is Michael's little bit. And Michael, I mean, God bless his cute little heart. I absolutely love him, except for one blaringly, obviously crazy situation. We go into his house and we see that he has a framed picture of Donald Trump, and I want evidence of a framed picture of Obama, because if he doesn't have a framed picture of Barack Obama, then I hate him. He says that he loves President Trump, or Donald Trump in general, because Donald Trump is a great businessman. Now, I could see a foreigner thinking that about Donald Trump, but
Americans do, even though he's been bankrupt billions of times.
I get you admiring Donald Trump because he's a businessman, but like admiring him for what he's done for our country, I'm not in line with that, and you're allowed to do that, I'm not in line with it. And I love how in the commercials they made it seem like Angela just brought all that stuff to him in order to dress him up in Trump, like he was just some kind of ignorant foreign individual, and it wasn't her, it was actually him. So it makes me feel a little bit better about the situation, but like it also makes me sad. So Michael does marketing for a car dealership in Lagos. So he's in it where it's hopping and popping, okay? So he's washing his car, which I was like, oh, he's gonna pick her up from the airport with a car? Yes! So,
by the way, I can't even find guys in LA with cars.
Yeah.
So like, drive and pick me up.
Right,
by the way.
From the airport. They were just like, take an Uber from the airport and we'll meet you somewhere outside. Like, it makes me very happy. So he's with his homeboys and they do a little bit, and I love it. They're cute, they're charismatic, they're great for television. I was into it. You know, they made the joke about her being a grandma, about her being a stubborn, bossy white lady, which I feel like is very true.
And he was like, yeah, she is.
Yeah, he loves it. Yeah. But I just liked their interaction. I thought it was great. I thought his little expose. So it made me like him, and it also made me feel like, you know, there are a lot of people saying that he's just using her for the green card, but he is and he isn't, because I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to come to this country to provide a better life for yourself, to be a businessman, to do all these things. And like, if you fall in love with a foreign woman, like, why not do that?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Right?
2 birds, 1 stone.
Right? Why not do it? So everyone's like, oh, he's using her. I don't think he's using her. I do think he likes her. So like, how do we know he's using her? We only know he's using her is if they break up fairly soon after he gets to the US. So that remains to be seen. I'm going to believe positive intent for Michael.
Yeah. And if that middle friend like wants, like, you know, another, like,
she's here for it.
USA mama, a little younger, you know, the middle one,
the one with the beard. That one, yeah, I agree. So next couple that we have are Ricky and Melissa. So there's nothing else to say but that Ricky's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Like, there's nothing else to say about that. He hasn't heard from Melissa in 3 days. He gets on a plane, goes to Colombia, doesn't know who, what, when, or where. She hasn't responded to him. The only thing is they made plans, I guess, a couple days before he told her he was leaving, that they were gonna meet at this restaurant at 7:30. She doesn't show up, spoiler alert. So she texts him at like 6:30 saying that she's running late and she'll be there at 7:30. Mind you, they probably had plans for like 6, right? So he's been sitting there waiting. Then he waits, and he waits, and then he waits, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits. And it's like 8:40. And he texts her like, what's up? And I don't know how he got this picture or what her response was or how she communicated to him, but she sent him a photo of her sitting in the back of a cab. So not of herself, of the driver in front of her and like the dashboard and outside of the window. So like, I guess that was to let him know that she was on her way, but like, this whole situation is so fishy. And what makes me mad, and Monique, you brought up a really good point about this. Monique is over there. What makes me really mad is that Ricky doesn't like Melissa for Melissa. He doesn't know Melissa. He knows whatever persona she put in text messages. How can people devise who a person is via text message? Especially when you have kids. And he's like, she's sweet, she's loving, she's caring, but you don't know that because you've never physically been around her. And you're gonna say that she's all this thing when she straight up looks like a fake tittied big ass, like using ass bitch. And you're gonna say that you love her because of all those other things that you have no evidence of, but the only thing you do have an evidence of is that a pretty woman with fake ass titties and a big ass likes you.
This is the same kind of guy that'd be like, oh, you know, like, I don't want a gold digger, or she, you know, she just wanted me for my money. It's like, look at her. Are you looking at her? Have you seen her? Because you're not going for like a normal looking, like, pretty woman. Like, you're literally going for a porn star. I mean, I don't, whatever, like, everything is fake. Like those like Instagram eyebrows, honey, like the hair, like the titties, the ass, like everything is so fake. Foolish choices based upon like inappropriate things, and you also have a child. And why are you thinking, yeah, why doesn't anyone think about what is good for these children, which are like parental figures in their lives that will like aid in their development? And maybe like you can find someone that is attractive, not like literally.
What message is Melissa going to be sending to your daughter? I've only seen a picture of Melissa that's supposedly her as a nurse. And if she's a nurse, why are you sending her money? Did we not talk about that?
Well, I mean, because look at her. She expects to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Things cost money when you look like that.
Yeah.
And then you can't like go after that and then complain about it. That part makes me livid.
So he says that he is highly positive that Melissa is his true love. I just can't talk about this guy anymore, so we're moving on.
Okay.
So the next couple we have are Jesse and Darcy. So this was another like shit show situation. I mean, Darcy is just living in La La Land, like I said before. She doesn't know what way is up, but she's dealing with Jesse and his rude ass. So the first scene that we get is Jesse deciding to disrobe in front of the camera, which I wasn't mad at. I wasn't mad at it, except for when he turned and did a little side view. We were just like, pause.
What's happening with it?
What is that penis like?
What does
it look like?
Can I see
Is it there?
Can you move a little bit?
Just turn them.
If you just look
Like a little, if we could zoom in on our TV, we would have.
I want to be like, boop TV.
It made her uncomfortable. She was like, oh, you're just taking off your clothes. And he was like, yeah.
I think that she was just like, ugh, you're doing it for the camera, so the women like you. I feel like she knew that he was.
Yeah, he was.
Doing it so that people will pop in those DMs, honey.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what they thought about before. Yeah. By the way, Darcy has lost weight, which I didn't think she needed to lose weight, but she is like very proud that she lost weight. But honey, like that horsehair blonde ponytail, like Darcy, like that needs a deep condition and a cut. It needs your...
It needs some mane and tail is what it needs. Mane and tail. They go out for dinner, they sit down. She's just talking about wanting things to move forward, wanting to be happy and like drama and all that. And then Jesse can't help but the word vomit. And he says, well, you created the drama. And she was just like, well, I mean, can we move on from that? And he's like, no, you need to grow up and move on and get your life together. And she's like, I don't need to get my life together. And then he's like, and be a better person and not put drama out on social media. I have a business. I'm a business person. I have a brand, and you are putting it out on social media like I cheated on you. And she's like, I never said.
Just one rant. That was just one rant.
I never said you cheated on me. And he's like, it could be perceived that way. It doesn't matter. When we have arguments, I need you to not take them onto social media, which, Jesse's right. He's right.
Yeah, right.
Like, even if it doesn't adversely affect his business, the fact is that there's some public argument between him and his girlfriend on social media that she made the choice to put out there. She's a businesswoman too, but she's not the face of her brand.
But I will say this, like, I don't know, like, how many, like, clients are like, oh, this happened on Facebook in America, like, I won't train with you. I also kind of, like, low-key feel like everything is fake and everything is just for publicity or whatever. But, you know, like...
Yeah, speaking of publicity, shout out to the subscriber who told me that she met Jesse in New York City and that he demanded or kind of was insistent that she followed him on Instagram. Like, he's just really trying to get his
as many followers
and many followers as
one
possible.
at a time, honey. We'll take it one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, that's what happened. They get into an argument. She gets upset and leaves her food on the table, which looks great.
So yummy. What was it?
It was like arugula and like a flatbread.
Or like it was a flatbread.
And we were just super into it.
I want it.
And then Jesse sat there and ate his food and said that he was done. Food dripping out of his mouth too. Whatever he was eating was real greasy and it just looked like it was just dribbling all outside of his mouth. And she actually just stood outside and she was like, the love of my life is shutting me out. And it's just kind of like, what's Darcy going to do right now? And so she decides at the end of her little like tantrum that, you know, he's visiting New York City and he's my guest, so I don't want him to feel alone. So she goes back in there and sits with him. And then he's like, I'm glad you decided to come back in.
Then she's like, snuggle time. She just keeps wanting to, like, she opened the dinner and then like tried to do it again. Like, she's like, kind of snuggle. But then she like has another biting mark where she's like, I think we should just move past things, you know, look to the future.
Let everything go.
I mean, she was just like, she couldn't let it go. Where
and
she said, I'm sorry, but then she was just like, but at the end of the day, I'm still gonna get my little like dig into Darcy.
Yeah.
Like, digging Darcy.
And he was like, thank you so much for saying you're sorry. Thank you so much. That's all I ever wanted from you is just an apology and acknowledgement and to settle into the fact that you did something. And she's just like, we're just gonna move on.
I didn't do anything.
And he wanted to say something, but he didn't. And I was like, good for you, Jesse, good for you.
Yeah.
So then they get up and they're walking out of the restaurant and she says, I'm so hungry. Where's your to-go plate? Where's your doggy bag?
Yeah.
So, I mean, he did shush her at dinner, which was annoying to me. And like, I don't think Jesse is the greatest guy for her. He is so controlling and manipulative. Narcissistic and all those things.
Perfectionist.
She just is so into him because she thinks he's hot. There's no way she thinks he's a good, loving person who would be right to raise her daughters. If he can't even talk to her right, how is he going to talk to her daughters?
Like, literally, he'll never give her what she wants. Like, every time she sees him, I feel like she looks at him and what she wants so badly is for him to look at her and be like, you look beautiful. I really love you.
And instead, he's like,
you're wearing too much makeup. Yeah. He's just like always criticizing her and she's never right enough, you know, and he's just like never gonna be nice to her ever, and all she wants is someone to give her love. She's like a little like puppy that just wants love.
All right, you guys, so that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for doing it with us. I mean, it has been hot under these lights and we were about to go out. And we're just really grateful that you sat with us. All right, so if you have any questions, comments, or concern, you want to join this conversation, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode. What did I miss? What was juicy? What did you find to be weird or odd? Comment. If you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to consider becoming a Patreon patron, please click the link down below. I don't have anything extra to give you right now, but when I do, you'll be the first to get, and I thank you for even considering becoming a patron.
You give us so much already, Watt. I just want you to know that, like, you just give us already so much. You know?
And this is my friend Chris Farah. Go check her out on her channel.
Come to my channel because A, I need subscribers like so bad. God bless. And also, will you please follow me on Twitter and Instagram? And I mean this, please, dear God. I do like IG stories and stuff like that. I'm Chris L. Farah. The L is for luxury.
All right, have a fantastic day. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.